All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the inaugural pilot first episode of What the Fridge podcast. So, this is just going to be a casual chat podcast. So, each of us here have brought a topic. We're just going to some light-hearted discussion, maybe some debates, some joking. Who knows? We will see. So, for our pilot episode, we have Caleb. How are you, Caleb?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm pretty good myself, thank you very much. And we also have Reuben. How is it, Reuben?
Is okay.
Fantastic. That's good, isn't it? It's okay.
Well, yeah, it's...
I mean, it's okay. Not good, it's okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alright.
Yes, okay originates from all good, so... Yes.
Oh, does it really?
Yes.
Ah, I didn't know that. Okay. Interesting. Alright, so, do one of you want to lead with their topics, or should I go first?
We should.
I should lead? Alright. Well, for our first ever topic on What the Fridge, I'm going to be talking about what I think is the increasing irony of our meme culture. So, what that means is, now I don't know, are either of you active on Reddit much?
Yes, but only really the Brawl Stars Reddit.
Alright, then
That's pretty much it.
I am not.
Okay, well then, chances are neither of you will know a lot about what I'm talking about, but it's okay. So basically, what I see is that meme culture today is not maybe the most prevalent meme culture, like just basic r/meme sort of stuff, like meme compilations you see on YouTube. But I'm talking about like my favorite meme culture. I think it's like what's a subreddit I enjoy? r/okbuddyretard is what it's called. Probably can't say that. I'm putting this on YouTube anyway. So basically, what I see is there's within one meme you'll find like 5 layers of irony that you'll have to understand in order to find that meme funny. So I'm going to give you an example. So you know I've told a lot of jokes like these at school. So you have the ones that's like, don't look up for example, what's one I've told? Don't look up
The one
yeah.
the one that I didn't get today because I haven't seen it.
Oh, don't look
Still don't know the
don't look up the chemical formula for uranium disulfide. If anyone's listening
Still don't know
live,
that one.
that advice does carry through to you. Do not look up the chemical formula of uranium disulfide. Worst mistake in my life. Anyway, so that's one example. And a similar example I planned was, don't look up the name for the 25th island of Greece. Have either of you done that before?
Oh, should I do it now?
No.
You can look it up if you want, Caleb. 25th island of Greece. And once you have that, I will explain to you the various layers of irony that go into making that meme humorous.
I see.
What does it say?
Morgos.
How do you spell that? Is it spelled AMORGOS?
It just test again because I unsearched it.
Oh man. Okay, well I know what it says. It's Amorgos. AMORGOS. So, can either of you name a layer of irony that goes into making that meme humorous?
It is related to a popular game that has become very memeable.
Oh yes, that game. What's it called?
Among Us.
Among Us. Yes, indeed. So that's
Amidst us.
Amidst thou.
Okay, so I searched up the chemical formula.
Oh, there's the chemical formula.
No, I don't know if I've spelt it wrong. So confused.
Uranium disulfide. Search that up in your own time. So my point
Just did, and I don't get it.
well, what did I say at the start? You're not going to get these probably. would be my prediction, and you haven't got them, so
No.
guess
Um,
just call me a prophet, I guess. Uh, so what? So yeah, so the most obvious layer of irony that goes into making that meme humorous is Among Us. We've all played it, and now it's a big part of meme culture. So that's one, and the second one is, I think, is that it's a misspelled version of Among Us. It's Amorgos. Amorgos. Any Greek people watching gonna turn this off right now. um, but yeah, so that's the second layer of irony. So we have two layers of irony that go into making the humor in this meme. So we have the relation to the game Among Us, and we have the intentional misspelling, which is for people on Reddit, it's a joke to uh, deliberately misspell words in order to make it appear that you are a child. I guess it's like I don't know.
but isn't everyone on Reddit a child?
I mean,
They all have.
they act like it.
Yeah,
Yes, you know. Do you get what I'm talking about? So like, I can't explain why it's funny. That's the thing. Even I, who is quite into this sort of this new meme culture, I can't even understand why it's. I can't explain why it's funny. It just is funny, or at least I
I
find it
think one
funny.
of the things is that in the culture, it's like a reoccurring joke. Like jokes reoccur.
Yeah,
Lot.
that's
Like if you watch some TV shows, like some comedy TV shows, they'll say something in the start of the show, and then it'll come back at the end and be funny again
yeah,
because they'll use
exactly.
it to like spring off for another joke of some sort.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Well, that's actually what the original definition of meme was. From memory, it came from a book by I think it was Richard Dawkins, who described
isn't
it
it?
as yeah,
Is it like a French word?
meme.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm not so sure about that.
And no, I
Um,
don't think so either.
I'll have to do my research.
I
Um,
know there's another definition because there's something called a mimetic hazard, which is basically a
Yeah,
mental hazard.
hmm.
the origin is from gene and a Greek word which I'm not gonna try and pronounce.
Yeah,
It's
no,
it
don't
No,
try and
literally is
pronounce any
imitated.
European words. We'll get cancelled. They'll call us
I
racist for
mean,
mispronouncing stuff, you know. You know how it is.
yeah,
So yeah, so we have coming back to our original topic. We already have two layers of irony. So we have the relation to Among Us and the what was it? The misspelling, the intentional misspelling. So now there's another layer of irony. That's we have three layers of irony. So we have the meme. You know the meme Amugos, which is like a Among Us without the N. And some people
Ognuss and
even say
stuff like
Mogus.
that.
They remove the A as well. So it's
yes.
it's not spelled like so Amorgos, Amorgos is not spelled like any of that, but it still sounds like that. So if you say Amorgos, like I can't do the voice. It's like I'm gonna bring the mic very close to my face now. Amorgos. I don't know if that was right or not, but
Congratulations.
did that sound right?
What?
Oh man. Uh, so, but if you say
Kind of.
amorgos, amorgos, who knows? It sounds like what?
so,
What?
so I'm just laughing at the way you said it.
Amorgos. I don't know.
Exactly.
You try too hard to overpronounce it, and it's
Amorgos. Oh,
That's what's
I'm gonna have to listen
funny.
to that again.
yeah.
Uh,
You
am I
could just
recording?
play the sound.
I am recording, thank goodness. Uh, you just gotta make sure, you know. Um, okay, so then
Would give
we come
you
to our
my
fourth
recording.
layer of irony. You ready for this? So there's a recurring joke, which in itself has many, many layers of irony. So the joke on these subreddits r/okbuddyretard r/crap posting, not crap posting, but I won't say the real word, because I don't know, I just won't. Okay, um, that basically European countries are funny. I don't know why. It might even popped into mainstream meme culture. I don't know, like people hating on French people for no reason. It's funny. I don't know
That's
why,
what I
but
do
it
on a
just
daily
is.
basis, but sure.
It's like, yeah, yeah. Reuben knows
Is,
what I'm
is
talking
that
about.
allowed to be said on? Can I say that on stream?
Full disclaimer: we don't.
Full disclaimer: Reuben is very ironic with his humor.
Yes. Full full
Doesn't.
disclaimer. Full disclaimer: we don't hate European people, particularly French people. No, we don't particularly hate French people. No, we don't. We don't hate European people.
It's just the Germans.
Yeah, nah,
No.
man. But, but yeah, so the joke is European country funny, right? And so that's where you get 25th Island of Greece, which is a European country and one of the more obscure European countries, which makes it even funnier. So a joke you'll find on these subreddits, it's kind of dying out now. But the joke is you have like people saying like a picture of this guy with like Turkish flags all over his car. It's like least nationalist man in Turkey or something, and it'll be like this like flipping like video game cutscene from like I don't know Resident Evil or something. It'll be like safest hospital in Macedonia. Like who knows? And so the
Brain just automatically thought of Macedonia as well.
did you actually?
Or you said it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's obscure European country that sounds kind of funny. Does Macedonia sound funny? Who knows? What is the full name of Macedonia? It has like a really long name. I'm gonna look that up now because I want to say it.
Trying to think of a funny response to that, but I cannot think of a good long name for
Republic
Macedonia.
of North Macedonia, and then there's like some Macedonian, I don't know, some
Former
other language
Yugoslav
writing.
Republic of Macedonia. That's it.
It's a unitary
Yugoslavs,
parliamentary
guys.
republic.
Yeah, it's FYROM, former Yugoslav Republic of Macedonia. Not to be confused. There's a lot of reasons why it's called that, but I can't be bothered listing it all. Mainly because I don't know them all, but yeah. So we have our 4 layers of irony. At the moment, I can't think of any more, but I'm sure there is more. So, my sort of point to all of this is, I feel like if you're not like if you don't if you're not endowed, I don't know if that's the right word. Like, if you're not in this meme culture, it's very hard. It's becoming harder and harder for people to understand 21st century humor because
Yeah, it is
there's
like
so many
it
things you need
is.
to understand. There's so many references and
That is
irony.
the thing again, coming back to like older things, references. It's
Mm.
just part of the comedy, the type of comedy.
Yeah, and if you don't if you don't follow it, you probably won't understand it. Which is why I mean, it's probably obvious to most people, but I'm going to say it anyway. So I think this is why it's very hard for people like us to explain modern humor to people like our parents or teachers. Like teachers, we make fun of them for putting like memes from like 2011 on like
This is
PowerPoints,
exactly explaining
which
our
is a meme
business
in
class.
itself, by the way.
This is a perfect explanation of our business class.
Mm.
Oh yes, your teacher puts memes all over business. Yes,
The
but
work with the workbooks.
does he put them on the workbooks?
Yes, the last 2 workbooks have both had the same meme. It's the one with the guy sweating when he's looking at 2 buttons and not sure which one to press.
Oh, that one. Yes.
One of them was about unemployment, and the other one can't be bothered checking it now.
I love how we're talking about meme
But it was
culture and
it was the same meme
unemployment.
format.
Yes,
Oh.
and there's like those, and then there's like those, and then there's just those memes that teachers put up, and it's like why you? There was one in like one English class that said, "Why are you packing?" There's 5 seconds left, and it's like
25 seconds left. Yeah, is that in Actually, never mind.
But yeah, so my point
Remember-
is, I think, like, I understand why teachers put 2011 memes on PowerPoint is because they don't understand what it means. Because, like, what is there to understand? If you just look at it, just by itself, you're like, there's so many references and so many layers of irony that go into that if you're not enshrined in this culture, you don't. It's impossible to understand and impossible to explain without taking half an hour.
Yes.
So what? So yeah, that's my theory. I think because, like, have you ever tried to explain memes to your parents? Ever? Because I
Yes.
have, and
It's not easy.
No, it's not. It's really not easy.
Like my example that was lately was my parents didn't understand the word clutch,
Clutch.
saying that was clutch.
Oh
Something because it
right.
came up in like this TV show and it
Well,
had like this
I wouldn't call that.
middle-aged
It's like,
man and he said that was clutch and it's
yeah.
like
Well, that's not like meme
Well,
culture.
that's more.
It's
that's
like
not
That's
like
more of a gaming
memes.
it's like
term.
slang. But yes, that's the same sort of
But
thing.
again, it's a reference. It came from somewhere that you need to understand kind of the reference to know it.
Yeah, that's my point. And yeah, it's you're just not in. That's my point. It's this culture that surrounds like us, people our age. Like I'm trying to sound really intelligent. It's like we're surrounded by this culture, man. It's this culture that is impossible to understand for the older generations. But like, you know what I mean, right? You don't. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. And so I guess my final point is, I think, where do you think it's going to go from here? Do you think there's like a point where it just stops being funny, and like we have 20 layers of irony that's like impossible to understand outside like full time like flipping Reddit scrollers to
Do you
understand? Sorry.
do you think it's gonna get to the point where like even we who like what you who like uses Reddit
Yeah.
like a fair amount will be able to like not understand it?
I
Stuff
honestly
like
think
that?
it will. Well, I mean, like, it's kind of inevitable because we grow up, right?
Yeah.
We all grow up, and eventually we'll grow out of this culture, and like the next generation will come up with a new culture, and we won't understand it. It was the same. It'll be the same with our children and their children and their children. It's the same with our parents and our grandparents. It's just it's youth created culture that only makes sense to them. I think
Yeah, and
what
like
we're seeing now in like modern meme culture is only just a mere example of that.
yeah,
So
like comedy just changes. That's one of
it
the
does,
things.
it does. Comedy. That's why people say, "Oh, comedy is subjective." Like it's
There's,
cliche to
there's,
say, but it's true.
there's
Very
also
is like especially with the language barrier as well, comedy can change a lot.
Yes, yes. Yeah,
there's another point as well, is that a lot of humor is dependent on the communities that it starts in. Like, joke from r/Lord of the Rings will not cross over into r/Brawl Stars unless it's like unless everyone who plays Brawl Stars has
crossover
also
memes.
binged through Lord of the Rings a couple of hundred times.
Oh, like you. So,
Mm.
see, yeah, that's the yeah, that's like there are so many different subgroups. Like you have like the main sort of like you have r/, memes. Everyone's on there, you know. Then you have like smaller
Like
groups like that. Yeah.
also coming back to the European thing, it's not like Europeans are gonna make fun of their own country. Like Macedonia is probably not gonna make those memes
Well,
about
I mean,
how
we can
bad the
make
Macedonian
fun of our
hospitals
own
are.
country.
Yes. Well, I mean, the European countries are typically the straightest people, not like straight, but like like
Straight.
you know what I mean.
Like to the point. Straight.
Yes, not like straight as in like sexuality straight.
Yes.
Default settings.
Factory
No,
settings.
no, we can't
Okay.
say that. Anyway, so I think it's about time we move on to another topic. So which one of you wants to lead with that?
I mean, I can go.
All right,
Topic's a little bit lighter in conversation.
all right. What have you planned? I'm excited.
Okay. I'm going to talk about smoke signals.
Smoke signals.
Guess this.
Oh,
Oh,
smoke
the original
signals.
name of the podcast.
Yes.
Here's
Yes,
a bit of behind the scenes for the audience here. We're originally going to
yes,
call
the
this
behind the scenes.
the Smoke
No,
Signals podcast. And then we change
yes,
it to Fridge's Smokecast, and now it's What the Fridge. So, what
yeah,
fridge
which is
did
definitely a
happen
better
there?
name. Yes. So the smoke signals joke. Give some context. We just talk about how comedy is subjective. The context was that we had a survey and it said should we do the podcast over Discord, but there was another option. And one of our friends wrote smoke signals.
Smoke signals,
So,
yes.
yes.
Like,
To do
which,
this podcast over smoke signals, which
yes.
would be
And
pretty hard.
that's what
But
became the original name of the podcast, Smoke Signals. We were just going to call
I
it
can, I
Smoke
can just
Signals.
imagine us just like in the middle of the afternoon looking outside and going, yes, Caleb has said that he agrees with that opinion that we were talking about minutes ago.
Yes.
yes, smoke signals was commonly used by the Native Americans.
Mm-hmm.
Now, how to create a smoke signal? You use a wet blanket to cover over a fire to stop the smoke, and then you remove it for a short time to make a white puff. And one
Oh.
puff was, for the Native Americans was used as attention. And it was like they wanted attention, but it was something unusual, but no imminent danger. Two
Yeah.
puffs was all as well.
Yeah.
Three puffs was like an alarm signal, and
Yeah.
that's also used by the scouts.
Oh, the
Lewis and
scouts use
Clark
smoke signals.
sometimes.
Oh.
And,
Are you in the
Lewis
scouts,
and
Caleb?
Clark. I used to be in Cubs, the one below
Oh, yes.
Scouts.
I thought so.
Yeah, like Lewis and Clark on the expedition through America used to use smoke signals to get the attention of the Native Americans,
Oh, yes.
like trade with them and stuff.
Speak the lingo,
Yes.
if you will. Yeah. So
Oh, you're reminding me of British rap now.
no, don't. Oh man, that's a topic for another day.
Yes.
But yes.
Do
I
any
So
guess
of you
on
have
that
any
one.
questions about smoke signals?
what? Just a comment is like, could you theoretically use them like Morse code? So like you have a short puff as a dot, and then a longer puff as a dash,
Oh,
and like
one
eventually.
thing. One
What?
thing. In
Yeah.
the popular game called Minecraft,
Oh,
you probably
wait.
haven't heard of
I think
it,
I've heard
but
of that game before.
yeah, Minecraft.
Yeah.
And
Isn't it like
people
really similar to
actually
Tetris?
people
Kind of.
use
We're just-
campfires.
Yeah.
People use campfires with a trapdoor to create Morse code for smoke.
That's
So in
actually smart.
Minecraft, they added the campfire, which creates smoke, so they can use Morse code in Minecraft.
Whatever
In
happened to a
theory, in real
minecart in a
life,
chest?
in theory, you can use like that in real life, but then again, it would take a long time to convey a message.
Yes, yes. Well, well, that brings me back to my point. Is like you could theoretically use it for like Morse code, maybe. And it's
Yeah.
like if we used it in the modern, like think about it. They had to have like what if it's windy? What do you do if it's windy? Like
that's when it's windy. It is
Just
what happens.
sideways.
What sideways text? What happens when you press Control I? What's that called again?
Spec element.
Oh,
No, that's Control Shift I.
Control I as in Word documents. Like
italic.
Italic. When it's windy, the smoke signals become italic.
Oh, yes. Oh, it's just Control
Makes
I.
sense.
Yes, that's it. Oh man,
If the fire's
Yeah.
hot enough, it becomes bold.
bold. Yeah. What about underlining?
Yeah, if it's
Just
darker, because like you use the white smoke, but if it's like black smoke, then it's bold.
oh yeah,
It's
yeah.
thicker.
You could
It
probably
uses
just.
underline. It actually uses underline. Like there's
I'm
just
using
bold and
underline
italic.
right now
It
in my
says
English
in the
essay.
it says in the Aboriginal Australians category that for them, like Australia is like a very vast, flat, open land, and smoke signals were like the fastest way to send messages. So they could definitely do Morse code. There's only like a certain point at which you can see. Like, yeah, you could do that.
Yeah, it's like, what if what if they miss it? They're like, oh man, there's a message coming in. Oh, it's gone. It's faded into thin air, literally. Like,
Yeah.
again, what if it is windy? I was like, oh, there's a message coming in. Oh, what? It's gone. You have to send that again. Oh, send a smoke signal to tell them to send it again. Oh, wait, it's windy. We can't send a smoke signal.
Speaking
Yeah,
of,
it's definitely has something to do with the weather conditions.
Yes, it has to be a
also,
perfect day. Can't. Would it work in the rain?
Probably not, but maybe.
Hmm.
so I figured out why light travels faster than sound. It's actually quite interesting. It's because of lag.
It's because like
Brother's cracking up laughing.
It's because your
That
eyes
joke.
it's because your eyes can move faster than your ears, because your eyes are slightly ahead of your ears when you're running.
what? That's
What if I'm standing still?
Your
Or
eyes are
running
still
with
in
my
front of your
ears.
That is
ears.
just lag.
Your eyes are
Yes.
closer.
Stupid. Well, technically you should be able to smell it first because your nose is ahead of both.
So smoke signals has been like kind of modernized because now you can, with modern aviation, you can do skywriting.
Oh yeah,
When I
true.
was over in Orlando, Florida, when we were at like one of the Disneyland parks, it mentioned like what a plane flew and he wrote "Love God" in the sky, which is obviously probably a Christian message.
Oh, that's pretty
But
wholesome.
yeah, like you can definitely do stuff with aviation as well.
Yeah. What does that even count as a smoke signal though?
No, it doesn't really, because it's writing letters with smoke. It's like difference between writing Morse code with ink and writing the letters in ink.
That's true. That's true.
Or
So like,
you could just write signal in skywriting and it will be
It's a
smoke
smoke
signal.
signal.
It's a smoke signal. Oh, stupid.
yeah.
That's a good one. Um,
It's like one of the. I know this is kind of off topic, but it's like in those
man.
like sitcoms where they'll go look up and it's this plane float with a banner behind it saying, "Son, will you marry me?" And they're saying, "Oh, look, someone
He cut off a bit.
with the same name." Yeah, I know, I did.
Oh
Would have guessed
man,
that.
we didn't get to hear Ruben's
Summary,
great
ironic
joke.
humor.
Yes, but yes. What if we replaced like texting with like smoke signals? But even
Our
like
phones just like produce smoke out of them.
oh yeah, it's like you have that little speaker at like the top of your phone that just emits smoke. You just tap it, it emits a bit of smoke. Just a little puff, you know. We could use vape.
Yeah.
You could use vape.
I can just
People make
I
like
could
smoke
just
rings and
imagine like
People at like Albany Mall just making like letters with their mouth.
Albany Mall.
Or you,
Yes.
or you can just get like a mold and then you blow out into it and it makes like a E.
Oh yeah. Some people can do that. Like people make like smoke rings and stuff. You got an O already. What if that's like all you can do? You just say O. It's like
Oh,
it's like
you say no.
I need your help. I need your help with like the chemistry work. It's like O. Just O.
oxygen.
Yeah, but like
O2.
Can
Would that
you
be-
tell me what we breathe? Oh, thanks. gets excellence on chemistry.
That's.
Imagine
That's-
actually taking chemistry.
Oh man, don't rip on chemistry. It's a good subject.
Green bio is, I'm not going to say better, actually, it's not. It's slightly helpful if you want to learn how to fish.
Do you want to learn how to fish?
I don't know, it tells me what creatures I can't take, and
Oh, I'll take you out on a
There's-
fishing trip. We'll see what you've learned. I'm
I
sure
haven't learnt anything about that, though.
My dad would be very happy to take you out.
Perhaps. I'm too busy over the
Like,
Like
weekend.
not like
watching
take you
YouTube.
out, but like take you out fishing.
Yeah, no, I
Not
think
like-
I got
Yeah.
that.
Not like assassination or anything.
Yeah.
Or like, I just thought of another way of taking you out.
No.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah, I got
I'm
that.
gonna stop that joke there. Anyway.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Yeah.
So like even if we use like smoke signals with like planes, it's like, oh, I'm gonna send my friend a message. Start up the engines.
Yeah.
Right.
It's one of those old planes where you have to actually physically spin the propeller.
Well, if
Oh
it-
yeah.
Well,
Cut your
one
head
of
off
the
in the
things
process.
is if they live in a place with no internet, no cell signal, and no airstrip anywhere nearby, and no roads, then you could just draw in the sky for them.
What? Oh yeah, true. That's true. You could do that.
I mean, it's kind of the chance of someone living in a place that fits that description.
You kind of
Maybe
confuse
it's
me
like
with that.
you have an electric car, and it's like they have no electricity.
Oh, that
And
that
you
thing.
can't make it out and back.
That just gave me an idea. We can emit smoke signals from our car exhaust.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
yes.
Be
You know,
easier
act-
than starting up a
You
plane.
know what? You know those people with like those massive trucks with like the truck exhaust that go up past the roof, and they drive past like a Prius, and they like blow heaps of diesel smoke in their face. Like,
I mean, I'd
maybe-
do that too
what
if I
if-
saw someone driving a
Like,
Prius.
what if that's not just people being idiotic?
Maybe they're sending
Foolish.
a one path. Maybe they're saying a one path signal, saying
Maybe
that it's
that's
not
how they
imminent danger,
communicate.
but they're
Maybe that's
But
how
how
diesel
good.
truck drivers communicate. They use smoke signals.
definitely not by the radios they have, but
Yeah, they
it's
don't
probably by smoke
Yeah,
signals.
CB radios were phased out in like the 90s. They use smoke signals now from the massive diesel.
Right, you want to know a
exhausts.
really weird thought?
What?
Two cars never realistically safely touch each other without getting at least somewhat damaged.
Wait, two parked cars?
Two cars at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, cars
Yep.
never touch each other.
Merely because they don't have a way to like repair themselves. Their
Not many
cells aren't
things have
really
a way
made
to
very
repair
well.
themselves, Reuben. Except humans. And animals. Name something that
Plants,
can repair itself.
Mycobacterium, and
Because I can't
pretty
think of
much
anything
every
that isn't
living thing.
living that can't repair itself, per se.
Well,
viruses.
But like, no,
it's time
They're
for
just like-
I mean, you're not wrong, but like, what is it possible for cars to touch what without damaging each other? I mean, on like on a physical, like cosmetic level, I think yes. Like you're talking about like contact between one car and another car, any part.
this going. If you look at general chat at the moment, Master Walnut has said, "I thought you needed a topic to join," and I say, "You kind of do," and then Caleb says, "You don't have to. You just need to comment." So,
Well,
he's not getting any mixed signals at all.
no, we should send him smoke
Maybe we need
signals.
it. Yeah,
instead.
send some smoke signals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh wait, he lives like half an hour away, and it's dark outside. So no, that's probably not going to work. But
You
yeah,
ever heard
so
of a flashlight?
a flashlight.
Yeah, flashlight's gonna work on smoke signals.
That's not how light works, Reuben.
It's just like a bat signal.
You ever seen Star Wars? It's not like that. It doesn't work like that.
Yes. Wait, the bat signal is in the mist. Like, it doesn't really
Yeah.
work unless it's in like the misty skies. In theory, like
Yeah, the bat signal's stupid.
It's Lachlan.
Oh,
Let's
hello,
go.
Lachlan.
Hello, I've
How's
arrived. Life is sore at the moment.
Do you have a
Wait, what-
topic
wait.
to discuss?
Indeed, I do.
Awesome.
I thought this could be interesting. Like, what's happening with cinemas kind of like
Yes, I
like
like that. I like that.
why is it going downhill, and
Yes.
it seems to be struggling, because if I looked, obviously COVID-19 affected a lot of things, but like I looked recently and I could only find about 6 movies that they were playing, and yeah, it just seemed quite ridiculous. I'm like, surely they must have more movies, because obviously pre-COVID there was about 12 movies on at the same time, about twice the amount.
Yes, even
Yeah.
during
And
COVID. Yes.
a lot of
All
the
right.
movies now are also not that great because you've
Yeah.
I
got.
think it's
Well, okay. Well,
Exactly.
I'm gonna say we can discuss this. I like it so much that we're gonna stop talking about smoke signals officially. Well, it's about time we stopped anyway. We've been going on
Yeah.
about it for a wee while. All right.
it was
So we're
just
talking
been
about the
making
decline
jokes
of
the whole
cinema.
time.
I like that. Well, not cinema, like theaters. Yes.
Yeah.
All right.
The
Well,
theatre
yes.
business.
I mean, I guess it's the same way. Well, I guess everything goes the way of the cinema. I guess. Well,
Yeah,
the
like
theater.
I see with COVID, it seems a real shame, because I think
Are we allowed?
COVID
Wait, are we
brought-
allowed? Wait, just sorry to interrupt you, Lachlan. Are we
Continue.
allowed
Yeah.
to say COVID on Twitch?
Yes.
Yeah, that's good.
It'll be
I
fine.
don't
Yeah,
see why we
okay.
wouldn't.
Let's just
Oh,
yeah,
YouTube.
so,
Just say bovid.
COVID.
Good thing by
Yeah, I think
reversing the audio.
since the lockdown, a lot of people, especially in New Zealand, but actually overseas probably a bit more, have found obviously streaming services to be a lot better than going to the cinema, because it's cheaper. Because
disagree.
mean, it's like
I
like,
love the cinema
see,
experience.
yes,
Yes.
but
Fantastic.
I'm getting to that. Like,
Yes.
yeah, they have. See, a streaming service would be $15 a month, which is what you would usually pay for one movie ticket. Whereas, like, you
True.
probably want to watch more movies on Netflix than you would at the movie theater, because it's about the same price as 1 month of, let's say, Netflix.
Yes.
However, I don't think that they will die, because there will be obviously people that will want to have the genuine cinema experience, like
Yeah, well,
me
it's the same
or
with every
Reuben.
old broadcasting medium, like DVDs
Mm,
or VHS.
yeah, or radio even.
Radio,
Been
yeah,
going since
exactly.
the 40s.
Radio's coming back, at least in New Zealand.
Podcasts via
Mm.
podcasts.
There's also the factor
Or
that
podcasts, yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
also the factor that like Netflix and every streaming service can heavily restrict what you watch.
Yes.
yeah,
Whereas you don't
that
you
is the thing.
go to the cinema and they don't really control what you
Yeah.
watch. They can't really censor it.
I'm
and
not
so-
sure.
How,
We can talk about big tech
however,
censorship on YouTube and Twitch,
it's
but we're gonna do it anyway. Continue.
the one thing I don't like about cinemas that I really
The
despise
floors are really
is
scungy.
the goddamn prices of the popcorn and
Yeah, facts.
drinks. All
I
the
spent-
food is just mighty
I spent
expensive.
$18 on a drink once.
One of the things,
Exactly.
like this, might actually like push the
Well,
cinemas
that's 18 New
and
Zealand
hold them
dollars,
to
which
a
is like
better
$3
standard.
US,
Because
but
like with COVID,
True.
people have been like changing things. So it might be like, instead of running a monopoly on movie popcorn, like they normally do, they might have to look and change things, which might be a good change for the cinemas.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like potentially with this, though, cinemas, you're always going to have people that sneak things in.
yes.
That's what we do
Oh
a
my
lot.
word, we used to do that. Me and my dad used to do that all the time.
Yeah,
I
a
remember
lot of
for
people.
Reuben, I remember for the Star Wars marathon that we had, your dad, I think, snuck in a whole bunch of stuff.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Including your
I snuck
birthday.
in those.
Yeah,
I snuck in those bag
he-
of. I can't remember.
I
What, it
like
was
how we're
licorice.
just saying we just committed like what
Yeah.
what
I
is it
snuck in a
a
bag of
crime?
licorice.
I don't know if it's a
A
crime.
reality.
Hey, we've all done it. Everyone's snuck snacks into a theater. I don't think it's a
see
secret.
this. Yeah, the thing
Yeah,
is, I went to
maybe
go
rich
see.
people.
No, you go, Caleb.
Maybe rich people haven't done it.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah,
we're not. We're not rich people.
yeah.
I know.
See, the thing is,
Everyone I
cinemas
know
do
has
get
done
you with cinemas do get you with advertising. Like me and my grandma, I think about a year ago went to go, or 2 years ago now, because obviously COVID. Went to go see the movie 1917, and we got coffee,
Yes.
me and my grandma, and then I found there was this competition that you could get where you would have a free Coke can, and the special edition Coke can, you could win like free movie tickets for a year, which is a really cool competition. So I went and got that with money that Mum gave me, obviously. And
man.
by that stage, I had a coffee, a huge bucket of popcorn, and 2 Coca-Cola.
I think
And
you're just really.
yeah,
I
it
think
just
I don't think that's like a movie theater problem. I think that's a you problem. I think you're just really
That's
gullible.
more
like
of a-
why would they advertise it to be one drink and popcorn when it's going to be 2 drinks and popcorn? That's yeah.
No, you bought the 2
Capitalism.
drinks.
I didn't know that it came with the drink. They don't tell you these things. They're like, this is good.
Well, that's a bonus, isn't it?
Gonna
Why are you
get
complaining?
it. I guess it is, but like my grandma doesn't like Coca-Cola, so it
Well,
was
you get a
just
free
left to me.
drink.
Yeah, I guess my
That's
brother
great.
stole that cup, that
Oh,
can thing that I won, which is a shame. He constantly uses it now.
yeah.
Evil
So I guess that's
capitalism.
not.
Yeah.
Oh
Capitalism, am I
gosh, I
right?
remember when I saw The Last Jedi. I got one of a Last Jedi cup from Event
Yeah. I have a
Cinemas.
Rise of Skywalker cup.
It's just
Oh, yeah.
Lachlan saying what he
We've
what he
all
did.
fallen victim to capitalism.
Yeah.
We've all fallen victim to the
This
cinema
is why we
monopoly.
need socialism.
The
Yes.
evils of a free
Point.
market.
Yeah. Oh, kill me. For free
Just
markets, am
joking,
I
we're not
right?
liberals.
Just in terms of everyone on like Twitch, we actually aren't socialists. We actually believe that a free market's a good idea.
Yes, we're being
Yeah.
completely ironic.
Yep.
Yeah.
Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge.
Maybe for Lachlan, but
Yeah, Lachlan might be a communist, but we don't know.
You know.
That's
the
seriously serious.
Russians.
Sorry.
He's yet to come out of
I had
the
a frog in
communist
my
closet,
throat.
so to speak.
The Russians. You know the Russians, they're infiltrating everywhere.
Yes. All right, to steer
When
us
Donald
back on
Trump says
topic.
something reasonable.
To steer us back on
Yep.
topic from
Anyway, yeah.
yes.
I feel like see they've still got a lot of really cool old movie theatre styles that people still have. Like, for example, they have a CinemaScope, which was a 60s medium of film, which was kind of filmed from 3 different cameras at 3 different angles. And
Mhm.
then they would project it in 3 different ways. So you'd have the super wide screen, kind of the modern equivalent of those, like, 3 desktops and one sort of wide screens, but it was like big. And now there's only 3 of them left in the world, when before there was about 120 of them.
Where are they?
There's
and the
2 in
nose.
America, 1 in Britain.
Oh, okay. Well, yes. What? That's the thing, because I guess all most ways of viewing films die out. Like a great example for me is video rental stores, like United Video.
Yeah,
Like whenever we went to, so our family has a batch in Whangamata, and whenever we went there, we'd always pick up some movies from United Video, which for foreign viewers is a video rental store here in New Zealand. But it recently, just the last time we went, it finally closed. So it's,
yeah,
which is like, because like it's the experience, right? It's the experience of walking in. You have snacks at the counter, and you'd go through it like you'd go through the brand
yeah.
new movies first, and the older movies next, and you'd spend
Yeah, it's
ages
like
I
looking for a
remember.
movie. You find one that
it's like those.
everyone agrees on.
It's like
It's the
for
same with
us.
theaters. It's the same with theaters, am I right? It's the experience. You go in,
Yeah, yeah,
you
yeah.
smell
It's
the
the
popcorn.
experience of
You go
having.
into the
Yeah.
theater with your drink and
Yeah,
your
for us
popcorn.
it's like.
Sorry, Caleb, we're cutting you off. You go, Caleb.
Yeah.
For us, it's like that was like the video store, and like it was like a childhood thing that we like
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
enjoyed the experience. You remember going out to the video store,
Yes.
but
Yeah, I
like
remember,
nowadays,
like,
kids these days like don't have it, even though we're still kids technically. Like
I know
Yeah.
we're teenagers, but yeah, but people that grow up today won't have that opportunity to. Oh, what DVD are we going to get today from the warehouse? Or
Oh, I remember doing
or
that.
Or
Yes.
like going,
Oh, did you ever?
oh,
Did
look,
you buy
here-
DVDs a lot? Did
Okay,
you?
I have
Yes.
like
yes,
a life story. So
Please.
yes,
no,
go for it.
so
These are the best. I love life stories on podcasts. Continue.
Yeah,
this is a life story, but it's not really a life story. So
Oh man.
I was
Short selling
really
me.
late to getting out of nappies as a kid. It took me a lot longer than most others.
You
So
dysgraphic
to
child.
Oh, yo, same. How old?
nothing to do with dysgraphia.
Hey,
I'm
Moving on.
joking. Mental illness. No, not mental illness. It's not a mental illness. It's a.
How?
no,
How?
I don't know what it is. It's a.
It is a mental illness. You're correct. I have it as well.
Is it actually?
So to help
Yeah.
help me
Okay.
stay
Anyway, continue. Yeah.
I don't hate people with mental illnesses. Twitch and YouTube. Thank you.
Graphia
And
is a
Spotify.
term that refers to trouble with writing.
Thank you,
Anyway.
Sam. I appreciate it. Anyway, go, Reuben. Yeah, sorry, we're cutting
to
you off.
help me stay dry at night. If I got like 20 nights dry, I would get to buy a movie from the warehouse.
How old
There
were
you
you?
go.
How old was I?
Yeah.
The latest was 7.
You were in nappies
there
at
you go.
7?
Yes,
I was
as I
in
said,
nappies till
quite late.
8.
Oh my goodness.
Very late for me. Yeah.
Are you gonna graduate?
Maybe it
Are you gonna
wasn't
graduate
7.
school
Maybe
in
it
like
was later.
2027?
I'll have to ask my parents because it might be later than 7.
Man.
But let's move past that point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah, our
remember-
family never bought DVDs. We always rented them because we had.
You'd be like, oh my gosh, look, Megamind's out on DVD, let's go grab it. Or
Yeah.
here comes Shrek Forever After, we should get that on DVD.
Mm.
I always loved going through the bargain bins and finding these super weird movies that would be in there. Like, for example, we got this movie called Planet 51, which was
Oh,
like,
I've seen that movie. I used to love that movie.
yeah,
as a kid.
Dwayne Johnson voices a white guy.
Yeah, that was funny.
Yeah, it's funny, but
Well,
yeah,
it wasn't
I
funny when I
remember-
was watching it, but it was fun. It's funny looking.
Yeah,
back
I
at it
had
now.
no idea until like about 2 years ago that it was Dwayne Johnson.
Mm.
And they have so many like alien references. And it's yeah. I mean, it's not a great film, but I loved it as a
I
kid.
love that.
Like,
I love that movie as a kid.
yeah, exactly.
Have either of you?
They
Have you two seen it, Caleb and Reuben?
No.
Which movie?
I've seen the
Planet
trailer
51.
a couple of times, but
Planet-
never actually
Planet
watched it.
51.
Oh, that was.
Yes.
You have seen?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
a great movie.
Oh my gosh, I remember if I was a good boy and I went to the dentist, or if I got an
Oh.
injection, or did something I really didn't want to do, then we'd always get a DVD. And I remember one time we went out, I think it was getting injections for Tonga. I got a Fantastic Four double DVD with both The Rise of the Silver Surfer and the original one.
Yo.
And it was the
Does not
gracious
sound like a
thing.
really good deal, to be honest.
Hey,
I
it was
grew
great
up on
when you were
those
7.
It's like getting
Exactly.
-2 for the price of 1.
Kids have no sense of taste in movies. It's hilarious.
Yes.
But thanks to
Kids
that,
don't.
now people have nostalgia for these really bad movies.
Yes.
No.
That's the thing. That's the thing. And well, one thing I want to say is that's why okay. I'm gonna be honest. I use Netflix. I use Amazon Prime. I use Spotify. These streaming services. But
Yeah.
I feel like this is also why I play CDs for music as well as
Yeah,
Spotify.
yeah.
It's the sense of you actually own your music and your
See,
movies. Yeah.
that's the same with me, except instead of using CDs, I'll usually have a huge vinyl collection, actually.
Yes,
I'll
Lachlan loves to
just,
spin
like, one
vinyl.
day-
Oh,
Get on the
I
gramophone,
would
bust
love
a
a
rhyme.
vinyl connection.
Yeah,
I know there would be a lot of
guilty like
people
that.
that would like. There would be a lot of people nowadays that would love older things like vinyl collections and stuff. But nowadays,
Yeah.
like because they got cancelled, like it's less able to get access to those things
Yeah.
to get vinyls and stuff.
Just
Whereas like
Well, you
maybe
can still
that's
go into
what will
JB
happen with the
Hi-Fi. You can still go into JB Hi-Fi and buy CDs.
and vinyl
And
as well.
yeah, and vinyl,
yeah.
exactly.
but
Do
it's
you know
more
what's
like that.
Oh. Wi-Fi, don't fail me now, please.
For the historical like purposes and stuff like that.
Like the CinemaScope theaters.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah, with vinyl, I just two interesting things I found out because my older brother Zach works in the vinyl business. He's like the supplier to the entirety of New Zealand with vinyl. He found statistics in 2021 for the first time since 1984, which was when CDs were invented. Vinyl outsold CDs,
I have actually heard that statistic.
and also the other thing was that one, I think it's in the UK specifically, but one out of three people will only buy vinyl records but won't have a record player. They just want it because it's a physical piece of music and they want to
Oh,
display it, but they don't actually play the music. They just have it as
some
like a
people use
display
them.
piece.
Some people use them as decorations. Am I right? They hang them up on their wall.
Yeah,
And they
I
cut
mean
them
they're
out.
really cool.
Yeah. It.
Cut them out. How dare you?
Yeah. It's like.
Like put shapes in them. No.
Yeah. Some people
No,
do that.
they'd like frame it up and such like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why I collect CDs. It's the sense of you actually own things. Well, like as with Netflix and Spotify, you don't actually own your movies and your music, and
Yeah,
it's the
like
sort.
one of the
Exactly.
things is like people could take it away. That's what you feel. Like people could take away your movies and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
If Netflix went into the hole, you would no longer have that whole database of movies and stuff. And it's like kind of that sense as well.
It's the thing is, if Spotify servers go down, I'm good because I've got a CD rack there with heaps of good songs, and I've got a nice CD player, so I'm set.
Yeah, I've got a vinyl player and a bunch of vinyl, so that's no problem for me. Also, I got a desk full of gramophone records, which are anywhere from 100 to 110 to maybe like 80 years old. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, so that
so it's
it's
still got
this. Yeah, and it's the same. It's the same sort of thing with the theater because like you're going in there, you're paying for your movie, you get to see it once. But that's the
yeah,
thing.
and then you
You
get to
get
talk about it, and
yes, it's a special experience because it's a one-time thing. Like
mm,
once you see like I don't know what's a movie that came out recently.
I guess that's what makes it different from
Fast and the
like
Furious
having
9.
CDs and
Yes,
stuff.
you see
That's
Fast and Furious 9 in the theater once, usually, or maybe twice.
Yeah,
So it's a unique
and it's probably
experience.
available on Hulu or something.
So maybe
Yeah,
that's what
soon.
makes
Yeah.
it different. So it might
why
not
would you
end up.
watch Fast and Furious 9 though?
Wait, let Caleb speak just quickly.
Maybe that's what makes it different. Maybe it won't end up going like downhill like CDs and DVDs because it's more of an experience and a service. Netflix is a service. It's
Well,
more
Yeah,
of a
you could
yeah.
say the same thing
service.
about video rental stores,
Whereas,
and look what's happened to them.
yeah,
I predict
That's
theaters are
true.
gonna die out, but it won't be without pushback.
I just
yeah.
realized I have a whole bunch of like posters from the movie, the like a DVD rental store, like Diary of a Wimpy Kid 3, Dog Days, and all the classic
Yo,
Disney movies and such.
yeah.
All of these huge posters. That's so cool. Like,
Watch
imagine
now on
seeing
Disney
those in the
Plus.
shop. Yeah, exactly. It's like you don't get that same experience of walking into this
Yeah,
DVD shop
yeah,
and seeing all of this stuff that's like from the 90s that hasn't been that was put up one day and then it was just left there,
yeah,
and it's like a time capsule in the corner.
yeah,
You
yeah,
don't get to see that anymore.
yeah,
It's just kind of now, yeah,
yeah.
you just don't get the experience of
You just
walking
stream
into
now
a
on Disney
place and
Plus,
getting a
and
physical thing
yeah, it's just stream now on Disney Plus, and there's no like.
for
I'm not saying these are
$100 a
bad
year.
services. They're great services. I
Yeah,
love Netflix. I love Spotify. But it,
of
it doesn't
course.
come with the same experience as going
Hmm.
into a rental store, going into a theater, or
Doesn't
buying a
give
new
you that
CD
same
or a
feeling.
vinyl.
Hmm.
So yeah, I think. Oh, what's our time? Right, I think we should move swiftly on to Reuben's topic, our final topic of the day,
Yeah.
unless anyone has any closing remarks on the theaters.
I think a closing remark that just kind of the sad state of DVDs and CDs is I go to op shops often, probably about 3 times a month, or as probably people overseas would be like a Goodwill or a thrift shop, and find constantly CDs, DVDs have 3 CDs for $1, or here have a DVD for $2 is about the most expensive I've found DVDs in an op shop, and it's yes, CDs are even cheaper. It's really sorry, actually. I feel really sorry. It's like 3 CDs for 50 cents. That's just how much they want to get rid of them, because nobody wants them anymore.
But
And
hey,
it
it's
just
good for
kind of
us.
makes me
Yeah, I mean, it's sad
exactly.
that not enough people appreciate like physical media.
Yeah,
It's
like
great for people
collectors
like
and
us
stuff.
who actually buy them. Like, I
These
don't
are
have to go into
terrible.
JB Hi-Fi and spend $20 on one CD. I can get
Like, I love VHS tapes as well. It's got a very genuine feel to it from like the 80s, 90s, early 2000s.
It's the same with all
I watched
physical media.
VHS.
It's
Yeah, I
nostalgic as
watched
well. It's
VHS when I was
nostalgia
younger.
because like
Exactly.
our old home videos on VHS tapes, we have them. And we've
Yeah,
since
exactly.
converted them onto our laptop and
The
stuff.
like my parents' wedding and stuff, you like convert them onto like DVD, and
Yeah,
like what's coming next? What are you going to convert them onto?
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know
Yeah,
where to go.
well,
From. You just put them on
probably
the
just a
cloud,
So
man.
computer
just
file.
on your computer, yeah, on the cloud.
Exactly.
Well,
That's what
move
happened
on
with
to
us. We
Reuben's.
have our VHS tape. Yeah. Oh, we'll move on. Reuben,
Yes.
what was your topic?
Yes, our closing topic
So
of the
I
day.
have a topic which, Lachlan, you might or might not get annoyed at. It's to do with game mechanics, and I use Brawl Stars as examples.
All right, that's good. We've had a variety. We shall
Yes.
continue.
So,
Oh, he's gone.
hilarious.
Oh man.
It's all
I
good.
might
Okay.
cut out a couple of times. If I do, please remember to say it again.
All right,
Um,
we'll do.
my specialty is with mechanics. I would say that I'm pretty good at coming up with game mechanics.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah. Continue. Well, yes, I know this.
Big
'Cause
ideas, man.
every day.
And one
you
of
come
the
up to me and
things that
go,
I've found
"Hey
in a
Sam,
lot
I
of
got a new
games,
game.
it keeps annoying me every time I see it. Well, it's not every day.
Well, most days you do, yeah. But yes, continue.
Mechanical repetition.
97%.
Yes.
Mechanical repetition. You see it in a lot of games, like, let's take Rainbow Six Siege, for example. There are
Yeah.
a lot of operators that do the same thing. Just, like, don't come into this door or you take damage. Like, you've got Gan, you've got,
Gridlock? Gridlock.
Gridlock's an attacker.
That's
What's
right.
the one that can put down the laser doors?
Hey guys, I
Okay.
must.
That's... Oh, hello, Lachlan. He's back.
A one.
Yeah.
They both do the same thing. Yes, they do it differently, and they can both be
Yes.
stopped differently. But the idea of what they do is the same. Entry denial.
Yes.
You
I
see
s-
the
I
same
see-
in other games as well.
Yes, I see where you're going with this. So it's like eventually there's this. It's very hard to come up with new mechanics. So you're having to use very similar mechanics, but make them seem different.
Yes.
When
Other
in essence,
examples are like Purcell's inability to properly design assassins.
explain.
I think what you're saying is like how with a game concept, like people run out of ideas because the concept only allows for so much.
Yes. I have a solution to that as well. Is that, like, you look at Supercell's inability to create assassins, right? You've got the newest brawler, Buzz, who is literally but fundamentally
Literally.
is the same as Edgar. Move as close as you can to a brawler, really good melee damage, and kill them.
Yes. Well, it's the same with most.
Both.
I can name
it's
at
kind
least
of the same with most.
I can name 5 brawlers off the top of my head who do that.
Like, spin on the mechanic.
Yeah, you got Bull, Daryl,
A lot of
Edgar,
the
Buzz. What else?
Like
Pam.
Bull and Daryl are
Yes.
just similar.
Bull and
Very similar.
yeah, they're pretty much the same brawler.
Tara.
Other
so many.
assassins twists on the idea. You've got Mortis, who dashes with his attack. His super isn't movement; it's a heal, right? It pairs with his attack.
Mortis is an example of good brawler design.
Yes, he is.
Because he is
Leon,
unique.
who doesn't have a movement ability. It's directly movement. Invisibility
What do you
is technically
he has
movement.
smoke trails.
I don't tend to count star powers, and that's in the mechanical pairing.
Why not?
I tend to focus on the attack and supers pairing alone, and then work on
And
star powers.
in
Right.
the end, it just comes back to that. Like, with the thing, like, the star powers will just loop back to the original idea, is one of the
Yes.
possibilities.
Mm.
Like, if one brawler heals for a super, and then it loops back with the star powers, that they'll be able to move. Mortis, he heals, and it loops back to him moving more with the star powers.
Or with his attack, because if he's able to stay alive,
Attack.
he's able to deal more damage. Yes.
So,
Uh,
do you believe you
yeah.
can overcome this mechanical repetition?
Yes. And the idea is to break the rules slightly. You can see this in the fact that a lot of the best pairing mechanic brawlers, the most interesting brawlers, tend to not follow the rules. Sense.
Like Mortis.
Like, Mortis, yeah, but would also B. B's attack does not follow the rules of. It has only got one ammo.
Mhm.
It's not behaved nicely, and so in terms of like the fact that one shot is boosted and the other isn't. She's still one of the best. One of the most interesting brawlers
Yes.
mechanically.
Yes. So, what I'm going to ask is, so where do you draw the line for mechanical repetition? So is it? So I could say that B and Carl have like the same mechanics because they both have one ammo. Does that count, or is it? So what I think?
Well, then again, Carl's unique ability is not that he has one ammo; it's that his attack boomerang.
Yes.
The one ammo is more or less a conduit for the mechanic. In B's case, it's that if you hit the shot, the next shot will be charged. In Carl's case, it's that the attack boomerang.
Yes. Yes. So what you're saying is mechanical repetition is when two seemingly different abilities uh give the same end goal.
Yes.
Right.
In a
Okay.
sense, or achieve either A are pretty much the exact same in most rights, like high melee damage, or both achieve the same thing down to a very, very similar degree.
Mm.
Yeah.
All right. So
It's
yeah,
my take on things.
so what I think is oh, what was I going to say? That's right. So so I think that's a problem with all. Well, if let's say you're trying to create a new shooter game, first
Yes.
person, whatever. Um,
Mm.
how do you create like new like so every shooter game has the sniper, the shotgunner, the
Yes.
assassin, all those things. Do you think it's like how do you create like new mechanics, new the word's not coming
You
to me right
fix
now, but you
the.
know what I
How do
mean.
you fix the problem, basically?
Yes. So do you think it's like I don't see how can you create new mechanics with like thousands and thousands of games out there that all have that sort of that already all have that sort of problem.
You
How?
cut out a bit. You cut out a bit there. You cut out a bit there.
Okay, so how? Okay, I'll repeat that. So how do you create new concepts with so many concepts already being materialized?
Two ways to do it. Number one
Probably with your
is
brain.
pretty much. One is your left brain, the other is the right brain.
Mm-hmm.
One way to do it is to break the predetermined rules or pass them slightly. Like I remember in form class one time, Caleb, we just came up with an idea for a snake brawler
Mm-hmm.
that didn't really break the rules. It had a dash for its attack
Mm-hmm.
rather than slashing directly. I'm just gonna make myself
Cut out a bit.
its attack rather than just having fixed ammo. It has a charge bar for its attack. Depending on how charged it is how long it stashes. So it's just ends up achieving the same thing. It's not a very good example, but there are some other examples. Second way to do it is to add more aspects. So, for example,
Like-
and
You can change the game, I guess, as well as to make it more interesting. You can change the actual game. So, like, you know how Brawl Stars is all based on ammo, pretty much. You can change the game with different ammo variants and stuff like that, which they've done a few times. And like things like passive damage, brawlers that don't do damage and might do passive damage or something.
actually, I have a good example for that one. Where it's a brawler that for their attack they just create walls. Don't deal damage with their attack, but they passively deal.
We'll see.
Yes.
I guess right now you're already breaking the so-called barrier. I guess so. Maybe it isn't that hard.
No, it isn't. Unless you really want to stick to those rules.
Yes.
Second way to prevent the problem is to add aspects to it. For example, like an aspect of Brawl Stars is that after 4 seconds in healing, brawlers like Byron, Crow, Amber, they all take advantage of that. Because you can't take or deal damage 4 seconds before healing. If the damage lasts longer or is dealt over time, they can't heal for longer. So that's where they
You
get
find an aspect that you wouldn't normally want to change to keep the game sane, like to keep the game not crazy. Like one of the other aspects they could look at is health, changing how health works. In every game, pretty much health is the same, but you could change that. Like, it's not hard. You could change the way health works. Like, that's one of the ways you can help keep it interesting.
Yeah, you could make it so that an idea I make up games casually. Idea I had is that after enough damage is dealt to you, you kind of fall unconscious for a few seconds before getting back up. It means that all damage dealers also can stun, actually have utility as well.
I guess. Well,
once you pass like 80% health, you get knocked down until you either heal past that or you die fully.
Well, alright. Well, that's an interesting look into how game mechanics are developed. Well, at least Reuben's game mechanics.
Which we all know aren't going to be great.
I think I contributed anything to this conversation whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't
you've
think
been muted the whole time.
Yeah.
It's kind of the point now.
any of us expected you to, but that's fine.
No, I didn't. I had a feeling, Lachlan's not going to understand what we're talking about. Anyway.
I had no idea what you guys were
We
talking
started
about.
at 5:15, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
It was just
and it's
after
6:30
the
now.
last-
So we've gone
That's what I'm going to say. I was about to say to wrap up.
So we're
so
at 8 minutes.
So to wrap up, well, so my closing remark is so let's take an example that me and you are familiar with, Reuben. We'll take Spellbreak as an example. So even though it has very unique attack mechanics and movement and defense mechanics, most of the classes still fall under sniper, shotgunner, assassin.
Yes. Although that was the idea, is that they aren't. Was their intention.
Okay, so my point is, if you're developing what appear to be unique game mechanics, they often still fall under predetermined categories like that. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yes. Those what I mean for mechanical repetition is in each game itself. Those archetypes are usually really good jumping off points. or in terms of how you want each archetype to be created. Obviously, you don't have to, but if you need someone who's good at close range, you have either a shotgun or fall-off damage. Like the two close range weapons in most shooter games are shotguns and SMGs. Unless you're a Titanfall 2 player, in which an SMG is a sniper.
Alright. Alright, good conversations, lads. I think we're about to wrap up now. Is that good?
Yep.
Awesome. Oh,
Okay.
Lachlan's put a stream up. We gotta see this.
What is it?
Is he done?
I
Is this how we're going to close every podcast?
hope not.
Could do.
Lachlan! Why?
Okay, so that
was-
happened.
Alright.
Wow.
Alright,
So
so I
we
guess...
finish this podcast by mentioning everyone who was in it, just gives them some credit.
Yeah, just let
Which
you know,
idea they bring.
I did not plan that. That was unplanned. I promise.
Yeah, we all brought our own topics.
Yes. Yep. Good topics,
So,
lads. Hopefully we can meet
we
them or even
had
top them next
me-
week.
We had me, Cal Manley, who brought the topic of smoke signals. We
Yes,
had
we did.
Dastroyer, who brought the topic of the
Movie
cinemas
theaters. Dying of
and
movie
how
theaters.
Yep. We had Fridgeman, who brought the irony of memes and jokes.
Subscribe
we
to Fridge
had
Reviews on YouTube.
Monty, subscribe to him. We had Monty, who actually he brought the Brawl Stars and game mechanics.
Game mechanics.
I will promise to bring a mechanic that. I will promise to bring a different topic next time.
Probably all bring different topics.
Yeah, we're not
I
going to
will
talk about
not
the same
signals
topics
again.
every podcast.
I was about to say I was not going to bring another mechanic next time.
Yeah, no, please bring a topic next time. That would be nice.
Alright.
So yeah, follow Cal Manley on Twitch. Subscribe to Fridge Reviews on YouTube. Also subscribe to Darth Stoyer.
Don't
That's
have
how
a
you
channel.
say it, isn't it? That's
I
how
don't
it's
have
spelled
any videos on it, but yeah, sure.
Yeah, subscribe to him if you feel like it.
Make some cool
Be on Spotify
playlists.
soon.
Cool.
This podcast will be going up
Yep.
on YouTube. We'll have a separate channel for it, and I'll upload clips from it to my main channel. So until next week, that's a wrap. This
Great.
was What the Fridge podcast. See ya.
What the fridge?